Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Roma Lash TV. So for this video, I'm going to be reviewing Baddies Africa episode 5. Okay. So the episode starts off with, Big Lex. She had dropped her robe and she started squabbling with Fauna. Yeah. And what's her name? Dolly had jumped in. Dolly jumps in and she throws noodles. Okay, this bitch was eating noodles. I don't know where she got noodles from, but she just jumps in Lex's fight and just shoots noodles everywhere. She is a mess. Okay, and she made a mess too. So yeah. So you see Ivory here. Ivory picks up one of the noodles. Like what? She got a blunt in her hand and a noodle in the other. This was you gotta love the big three. I swear, you gotta love them. So anywho, um everybody's just like watching the melee. Look at Tavy, baby. Tavy was just loving this. She was loving this. She was like, yeah. Tavy kind of reminds me of Ivory. Like she be like cheering people on. She be so happy to see people fighting. Like I don't know. Like she gets a rise out of it. So yeah. So the big three got active against the little three because that's what they are. People thought they were gonna these new baddies, Fauna, Killa, and K Rican, aka K Country. People really thought they were gonna come on this show and do their big one against the big three. Ha, psych. No. So yeah, security was just holding back the big three because they were putting belt to ass, as they should. And then Natalie says, we gotta get ready and um, we gotta go out to the club. So we gotta go out to the club. And right when she says that, and poor Natalie, she looked like she just stepped on a noodle. Right when she says that, Dolly, with her baby Grinch hairstyle, Dolly goes and jumps on K Weekend, K Country again. So yeah, they were just the big three. They were just getting active, man. They were just getting active. Like you gotta love them, man. They make this show. They make the show. So yeah, there was just noodles everywhere and shit. And child, Zeus. The fact that these girls have to be eating this in Africa is crazy. Come on, Zeus. Y'all gotta do better. Get these girls some food. So anyway, so Scotty the follower, she's trying to make friends with the little three, and she's basically telling them like, I want to get to know y'all. I want to get to know y'all, and blah blah blah. Where was this last season with Lex and Dolly and Summer? Where was this? You didn't want to get to know them last season, but you want to get to know the little three this season. Why? I, I'm I find that strange. Hmm. Interesting. So then we have the horse frog, Diamond the body. She's just talking to Natalie, and she's like, um, they keep jumping, and I don't know why they jumped in Lex's fight, basically talking about, she didn't like the fact that Dolly jumped in the fight with Lex, and I don't know. I just feel like because Dolly just jumped in and just basically shot noodles everywhere. I don't even think she was trying to really jump in to fight for real. Like the girl just jumped in and just shot noodles everywhere. Like I think Dolly just wanted camera time, okay? But what I find funny about this is Diamond, you didn't have anything to say about Kokilla and K Rican, or was it? Yeah, Kokilla and K Rican jumping Elsie, because that was what started the whole brawl. Tavy brought it to the attention of everybody that Killa and K Rican jumped Elsie, which is that's a real bitch move because Elsie can't fight. She's the weakest fighter of all the girls. Summer could fight better than her. So the fact that y'all had to jump Elsie, who's the weakest fighter in the bunch, is really, really weak. Really weak. Okay, and I get it, because Killa and K Rican can't really fight. Like, let's be for real. Fauna's the best fighter out of all those three girls. Okay. But how come you didn't say anything about that? Like, what I can't stand with Baddies is the hypocrisy and the biasness against Lex, Summer, and Dolly. Okay? Because last season, when Summer was about to get jumped by Ahna and Scotty, no one said anything. Except Lex and Dolly. But no one else said anything. Nobody. Crickets. When Summer was fighting Jasmine at the reunion and Ivory came from behind her and tripped her, no one said anything about that. Everybody was laughing. It was a big kiki. So now when Dolly jumps in, like it's only a problem when the big three does it. Like they could do what everyone else does, but when they do it, for some reason, it's a problem. Like this is why I just like I don't understand. You have an issue with Dolly jumping in Lex's fight because Lex is a big bitch. Oh yeah, Lex doesn't need anybody to fight with. Oh, she's big. She's a big girl, and she's not even fighting a big bitch. But yet you have Killa and Killa and Rican jumping in to fight Elsie, who she can't even fight. Let's be honest, she can't even fight. Scotty's dog could probably fight better than her. She can't fight. Anywho, so yeah, Diamond, you need a tall glass of shut the fuck up, okay? And just worry about your neck, girl. Worry about that makeshift neck brace you have on. So anywho, that was pretty much it, The girls, they all left. They went to get ready because, they got a booking tonight. Ivory and Pretty P, they stay back to talk to Natalie a little bit. And Pretty P's like, that girl Fauna, she could fight. She didn't pronounce her name right, eh? Everybody butchers this girl's name. Everybody. She said Fania. The girl's name is Fauna, but she said Fania. Even Natalie was like, Fania. The girl's name is Fauna. This reminds me of when Tasiki first came on Baddies East, and everybody just kept butchering her name. They were calling her Teriyaki Takashi. They were calling her all types of whatever. Okay, they kept butchering this girl's name. Fauna, it's really not that hard, but I mean the way she spells her name, I'm not gonna lie, it does look like Fania the way she spells it, but the girl's name is Fauna, and y'all just keep butchering this girl's name. I just found it funny. So yeah, Pretty P is like, that girl Fania could fight. So, Natalie Chin, that's not a, yeah, Natalie, you Asian. You are aging, girl. That black is cracking. So anywho, after we see a montage of the girls just, getting ready to go out to the club. And I had to screenshot because, a couple of weeks ago, people were dragging Dolly because she was wearing some outfit from Rainbow. So I hope you guys give Scotty the same energy because these shoes are on Temu. And I wouldn't know because I shop from Temu. I shop from Temu quite often. So the same way y'all give Dolly all that smoke for wearing an outfit from Rainbow, make sure you give Scott Temu. Okay? Okay. Nonetheless, the shoes look nice. There's nothing wrong with the shoes. The shoes are pretty. I wear this, okay? But just make sure y'all give Scotty the same smoke that you gave Dolly, okay? Okay. yeah, so we see a montage of the girls getting ready. Everybody looks nice. They get in the sprinter, and again, like there's no uh, newbies here, OGs here. Everybody is together. Everybody's riding in the same sprinter. Hence why we see Rolly on this sprinter with, all these newbies and the big three, of course. So, they're just doing shots before they get to the club. And I don't know why y'all need to do shots, because y'all gonna be, why do y'all like, y'all don't need to pre-drink to go to the club. You guys have bottles upon bottles upon bottles waiting for y'all at the club. Why do y'all need to pre-drink? Don Julio at that. Child, y'all gonna be wasted. Wasted. I could only imagine the hangover. So anywho, yeah, the girls are, taking shots on the sprinter on their way to the club. And Scotty, Scotty, she's, trying to make friends with the new girls. And she's basically telling them, oh, we're like a sisterhood, guys. All you guys are beautiful and you guys are pretty and you guys are boss women. And, it's really like a sisterhood here. And even when we get to the club, you know and I'm just like, Scotty, stop lying to these girls, stop lying to them, stop, stop, stop lying to these girls. We've seen several seasons of Baddies. Sisterhood my ass, y'all ain't no sisterhood. The OGs can't get along for shit. Every 2 to 3 business days y'all are falling out. Okay, and when I say OGs, I mean the OGs. I mean Scotty, Rolly, Natalie. Y'all can't even, every 2 to 3 business days, y'all are at odds. Okay, you guys cannot stay uh cordial for too long. Like every 2 minutes, y'all are fighting about something. Y'all are talking shit about each other behind each other's backs. It's bullshit. This sister, oh, where's sisterhood? It's bullshit. Okay, stop lying to these girls. And I'm pretty sure these girls know that you're bullshitting too, because if they've been watching the show season after season, they would know. Okay, they would know. They would know. I'm pretty sure, people like Ivory, they know. Like y'all ain't no damn sisterhood. Stop lying to these girls. You want a sisterhood, maybe, but it ain't gonna happen. Not the way y'all are, just too two-faced. So yeah, Fauna. Yeah, see, like the way she spells her name, like Fania Cherry. I won't be following her. So anywho, um, so yeah, so Scotty, she's telling the girls, when we go to the club, we gotta be on our best behavior, pretty much, because it's a booking, it's a hosting, we're getting paid, it's a job, and no fighting. And Ivory's like, bullshit. Okay, if it's up and it's stuck, it don't matter where we are. We throwing them hands. Okay, don't let that talk fool you. Okay, we throwing hands wherever the fuck we are. So yeah, so back on the other sprinter, on Rolly's sprinter, the girls, they're just talking about, the whole situation with Elsie and the little three trying to jump her and stuff like that. And I'm glad that Russian was able to fully explain the situation, because remember, the last episode, Rolly got it all wrong, and she thought that Tavy and Russian had made up a plan to jump the little three for jumping Elsie. And Russian was getting a little frustrated. So I'm happy that she got this time to explain, like what the real situation was and how it happened and how the girls jumped her, how she found out that they jumped her and whatnot. So I was happy about that, and Rolly was telling Elsie, like, you're really lucky to have these two girls, Tavy and Russian, because they got in the paint for you. So these are your ride or die. So like, just stick around these girls. So anywho, so they arrived to club, and it looks so nice. The name of the club is called Saint. It looks really nice. They got a red carpet and everything, girl. It looks so elegant, very, very classy with the lights and everything. So classy. I'm happy that they get to show this, because a lot of people still think that Africa is poor, and most people just be living in huts and stuff like that. So I'm really happy that they went to Africa and people get to see just how nice and classy and elegant Africa really is, because a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people are ignorant. You'd be surprised how many people think that Africa is just this poor country, and you know like, it's crazy. So yeah, so the baddies arrive and everybody looks great, of course. I don't know why. Was there a camera on the floor? Because why is everybody looking down? Like, do y'all notice this? Everybody's just looking. Is there a camera on the ground? Like, I don't understand. Anywho, so yeah, the girls come. Kay Rican was not on the sprinter. She wasn't on any of the sprinters. I don't know what happened, but she ended up coming late. She was like the one of the last girls to show up. I don't know if she had an injury that she had to attend to, but whatever the case was, she ends up making it to the club, which is good. She looks really nice, titties sagging and whatnot, but she still looks nice. And yeah, so Natalie, she's on the mic, she doing her thing, she's introducing the baddies, letting them know that the baddies have arrived in the club and whatnot. And she introduces everybody, calls everybody's name but the little three. And Fauna felt a way about this. She really felt a way. Natalie called everybody's name: Lex, Dolly, Summer, Rolly, introduced everybody by their names but the little three. I don't know if she called Tavy's name or Russian's name, but Fauna was the only one who really felt a way about this. And my thing is, like, nobody knows you guys. Okay, Natalie can call out the other OGs' names because we know them. People that watch the show, we know them, right? Nobody knows you guys yet. You guys were still filming, so we didn't know you guys. So, and no offense, I honestly, the first thing that came into my mind was Natalie just didn't want to fuck up y'all names, so she just said newbies. You know what I mean? First of all, there's a lot of y'all. Nobody knows who you guys are, but I mean, I think she didn't want to risk messing up your name, so she just decided to say the newbies. Because Fauna, nobody can get your name right. Let's be honest. Everybody's butchering your name. Ivory, Pretty, everybody's butchering your name. Everybody. So then, dun, 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 guess who shows up? This shocked me because I'm like, aren't you supposed to be gone? What are you still doing in Africa? What are you still doing? You're not back in the States yet? Girl, Ahna Mac shows up. She shows up, and I mean, this is obviously the same day because she's wearing the same thing that she was wearing earlier in the morning that DTB came to visit her, because DTB came to see her earlier that day in the morning, I think. So, Ahna was still wearing the same thing. So I was like, all right, this is the same day, but girl, you couldn't, at least change your outfit. Like, you've literally been wearing this outfit from sun up to sundown. You couldn't at least change, like, wear something a little, I don't know, man. And they swear Ahna got style. Like, Ahna just be looking. I've yet to see Ahna look really nice. Like, I've yet to see Ahna look nice. Like, Ahna be looking, like, when she looks nice, but I mean, a lot of times Ahna, she's half naked, she looks trashy. this isn't too bad. I would wear these shorts. But I mean, a lot of times Anna just looks plain Jane or she looks nice, but Anna's never put on something where I'm like, wow, Anna, you look good. Like, girl, you look good. Like, you look stunning. You look beautiful. You look elegant. Like, she's never put something on where I'm like, wow, like my jaw's dropping. Like, OMG, she is just, you look amazing. Anna just always looks like, plain Jane, or, she look, what JT says, she just be looking okay. Just okay, you know? Okay. I mean, like I said, like this is probably one of the nicest things I've seen her wear because I really like these shorts and I would rock these shorts. But I mean, child, you come into the club and you in Africa, you can put some, you can all that money, you couldn't find nothing better to wear. Seriously. Anywho, so of course you know who invited her, the horse frog DTB. So DTB said she invited her, and she said that the reason she invited Anna was because it's our boss's birthday, and she's still a baddie. Anna is not a baddie anymore. Number one, Anna got fired. Okay, so she's a former baddie. She got fired. Okay, and if she got fired, that means Lemmy is no longer her boss. So she really didn't need to be there. Okay, let's keep it a buck. Anna is, she's riding with Pepper, so that's why she came to support her man. Okay? If it's not Scotty's night, it's her night. Allegedly. Allegedly. Okay? So that's the real reason why Anna's there. Anna gotta support her man. Anna's gotta support her man. It's her man's birthday. This is Lemmy's birthday. Okay? So I guess this was April, the first week of April, because I think Lemmy is like the 5th or the 6th or something like that. Anywho. So yeah, she came to support her man, allegedly. So, of course, Natalie was not happy about this. She was pissed. She was not happy at all. I mean, why would she be? If I fire a bitch, I don't want to see her back on my show. I don't. But this idiot thought it was okay to invite her. Anywho, so, it's Lemmy's birthday. Natalie is not really trying to, take it on. And they carry on with the celebration. And we get to find out that Natalie and Lemmy actually have a song together. Is that Dolly with Lemmy's cake on her head? That's Lemmy's cake, eh? He put his face on his cake. That's how you know somebody's really conceited. When they have their face on their cake. Yeah. So anywho, but he's an Aries. All Aries people are conceited. Like yeah. So they have a song together. Yes, they have a song. It basically sounds like Natalie's remake of INDEPE, Baddies, the Baddies theme song for this season. BEADD, like they basically just made a remix on that song, and he just hopped on that song, did his own little verse. So yeah, it's the Natalie Baddies remix featuring Lemmy. Man, and it's so funny because when Natalie wanna be shady to Lemmy, she'll call him, oh, the number one baddie, my favorite baddie. Lemmy's a baddie with a thong up his ass. I think that's what she said in the video where she was going off on him. So I just find it funny, like you hopped on Natalie's baddie song with your own verse. That's crazy. I thought they were gonna have their own song, but he just hopped on her song. But I'm not gonna lie, his verse kind of ate. His verse kind of ate. Okay, kudos to you, Lemmy. His verse kind of ate. I'm not even gonna lie. And everyone was kind of, especially Rolly. Rolly was like, Lemmy, since when did you start rapping? And it's like, when did Natalie start rapping? uh last season or the season before. Like, Natalie's not a rapper either. Natalie just got like what, 3, 4 songs out. You know, I mean, Rolly, you're barely a rapper either. Does Rolly have an LP? I know Rolly has a couple of songs out, but does she have an album? Does she have a mixtape? Something? Man, look, this is 2025. Anybody can be a rapper nowadays, okay? Everybody can just put out a song or two and everybody a rapper, okay? So yeah, so they're singing their song, you know, they're jamming, they're vibing. And let me remind me of is it King Combs? The one who looks just like Diddy? He remind me of King Combs over here. So yeah, everybody's just vibing, everybody's having a ball, everybody's enjoying themselves. The little three didn't really look like they were having that much fun. I don't know if it's just the music. I don't know if they just weren't drunk enough. I don't know if they were still salty about Natalie not introducing them by their names. But yeah, they didn't seem to be having that much fun, except for K Weekend. I will say K Country looked like she was really enjoying herself. So I'll give her that. But Killa and Fauna, they looked like they were bored. Like, yeah. But one person who was having fun was Summer. Summer was having a lot of fun, okay? She was lit. Liddy, Liddy. She was lit, okay? She was gone, okay? Like, we didn't see Summer's eyes open one time. Her eyes were low. Summer was gone, okay? And I think a little too gone, because she ends up getting into an altercation with the Zeus security, and she was unavailable to participate for the next few episodes. Apparently, Summer spit on one of the security guards, and the security guard ended up hitting her. I don't know if it was by accident, on purpose, whatever. I'm pretty sure it was on purpose if she spit on him or her. But yeah, she spit on the security guard. She got hit, and she got hit so hard to the point that her top lip was busted and her braces were damaged. So she must have got a nice hard punch in her face for that to happen. Okay, like that. Mm-mm. That security guard was not playing. They didn't. Summer did not really speak on this. Zeus hasn't really spoken on this. This is pretty much all they've said. But yeah. So she had to get some dental work. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, if it was a situation, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Summer got compensated. That's why she's not speaking on it. Because, you know, Summer got a big mouth. So, I mean, the fact that the episode already dropped and she hasn't spoken on this, I feel like Summer got paid off to not speak about it. Who knows? They probably dropped her a little 10K or something, an extra 10K on her check, you know, not to speak about it, because it doesn't look good for the network, especially if it was one of the male security that hit her. Because, you know, Summer's little, you know, you see the security, they're huge, they're bigger than Rolly. So that is not a good look for the venue. I mean, yes, Summer shouldn't be spitting on anybody. She should, like, I mean, especially the security. Like, why? You shouldn't be spitting on anybody at all. But like, you want to have an altercation with the security? And why was Summer even in an altercation with security? Like, what was happening? Did they do something to her? Did they say like, I don't understand. You know, yes, she was drunk. So, you know, the liquor played a big role, I'm sure. Because we've never heard of Summer having any altercation with the security up until now. So, I mean, but anyway, Summer girl, you need to get it together. Get it together. I like Summer. The Summer girl, you need to get it together. Okay? Because to the point where you getting drunk and you fighting with security. Again, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the security did something to her to make her react in a way and spit on them or whatever the case. But yeah, this is not a good look for the network. That's all I have to say. Really not a good work. Not a good look. So I guess we won't be seeing her for a few episodes. I know all the summer haters must be jumping for joy. But anywho, the next scene we see Scotty the pushover. She's getting her hair done, and she decides to call Natalie FaceTime. So she lets Natalie know, I know you've been busy, with the other girls and the other stuff that you have going on, but I need to sit with you and meet with you and have a one-on-one talk, you know? And Natalie's like, all right, cool, because, Natalie's not really like happy to be meeting up with Scotty to talk about anything really. She's not really excited. She's not really looking forward to it. But, it's something that needs to happen. And, Natalie's just basically telling her, like, Scotty, you know, um, uh, the way you've been acting, because they were talking about the situation that happened in Atlanta when they had the brunch, when Anna was there, when it was her, Scotty, Anna, and Rolly. And, um, Natalie mentions, you threw a glass, like you threw a glass at me, and Scotty had the nerve to say, oh, well, you swung on me first. And, you know, this is why I cannot like Scotty. I want to like Scotty, but it's hard for me to like Scotty because Scotty just be bullshitting us. She just be bullshitting. She just be bullshitting. Okay. Scotty girl, we watch the show. Okay. We watch the show. We watch the show. Natalie and Anna were trying to run their fade, and you decided to get up for whatever reason. You decided to get up to defend your sister wife. And then Rolly had to get up and look you in your face and tell you, y'all ain't jumping her. Because what the fuck were you getting up for? Even Natalie was surprised you got up. So don't say Natalie swung on you. You got up to jump her. With Anna, the girl you be sharing the pepper with, allegedly. So what are you saying? This is why I can't with Scotty. Like, I just can't. Like, you're lying. As if we're not watching this shit. Like, you're lying, girl. As if we're not watching the show. Even Natalie, she was on the phone, like, she face palm. Because, girl, like, it's the lying, it's the gaslighting for me. Oh, well, you swung on me first. No, you got up. You got up and tried to jump in a fight that had nothing to do with you. Hello? If Natalie did swing on you, she would have been justified. Because what are you... Natalie couldn't even get nowhere near to Scotty. Let's just be real, okay? Natalie had like 2 security holding her back. She couldn't even get nowhere near Scotty, okay? She was barely able to hit Anna, okay? Because of how quick security jumped in that fight. So, bitch, please. So, anywho, they meet up, and yeah, they meet up. Oh, before they meet up, we see Russian and Elsie. They're in their room. They woke up after, the long night last night, and they're just basically discussing what happened, the night before, at the club and everything. And we get to find out that Dolly snatched the mic from K Rican, aka K Country. So apparently K Country was like singing or rapping or whatever the hell she was doing on the mic. And Dolly just came up out of nowhere and just snatched the mic from her and poor K Country, she was so lost, like she didn't know what to do. So, she didn't do nothing really. I mean, what could she do? But I found this was petty, but I'm sorry, this was funny. Dolly just snatched that mic from that girl like nobody's business. Oh my gosh. So yeah, they were just talking about, Elsie was like, if it was me, I would have crashed out. Yeah, you wouldn't have done much, Elsie. You can't fight. And you definitely can be K Weekend. So, Tavy comes in and she's talking about that too with them. And she's like, yeah, I didn't really like that. It was given attention seeking, but, it is what it is. They fought the night before. So, hey. So then we see Dej Loaf and Fauna. Honestly, look, I didn't know who the hell this was. This right here, I really thought it was Dej Loaf. I'm like, who is this? These girls be looking so different with no makeup. It's crazy. I had no idea who this was. I'm like, Dej Loaf is on Baddies now? I had no idea. And then make it worse, she has two black eyes. Okay, but Cold Killer, you are not wearing the right shade of makeup because first of all, you look a lot lighter when you have your makeup on. Okay, like this really caught me off guard. Like Fauna still looks like Fauna with or without her makeup, but Cold Killer visible. Like you look like Dej Loaf from the side. She made sure to show her better side for this scene. She's smart. But girl, you are not wearing the right shade of makeup because you look like a whole two shades darker. What's going on? What is it? You see the black eye right here? You can't really, but you could tell. She made sure to show her good side for the camera. So anywho, K Country walks in and they're just all talking about what happened yesterday with their fights with the big three. What happened also at the club, K Country getting the mic snatched from her and everything. They're talking about how they feel about the girls and whatnot. And then Rolly comes in, and Rolly actually looked really nice here. I like this, see-through green dress. And they get to talking about what were they talking about? Oh yeah, they were just talking about well, Fauna was letting it be known that, she felt a way about Natalie not, shouting out the newbies at the club last night and stuff like that, and she's just, talking to Rolly about, like just how they feel. This was kind of a boring scene, when Natalie is just Rolly's explaining, Natalie used to do Fun Day Sunday with the girls and she used to be more hands-on. And, now, it's just become a bit much for her because she gets in the middle of the girls' beefs and stuff like that, but it is what it is. So then we go back to the other three, the unproblematic three, let's call them that. And they're basically talking about um they're going a little more in depth of what happened at the club last night. And apparently Kokilla, or was it K Rican? I don't remember. But I think K Rican was being like funny with them. Like they shared a blunt with her, but then she was being funny. And then Kokilla came and dapped up Tavy, walked up to her and dapped her up for like, defending Elsie and having her back and whatnot. And, they're just saying this out loud. They're talking, amongst themselves. And Elsie's just like, um, why are we associating with girls that we don't really like and stuff like that? And, Tavy's just like, well, we do have to be cordial because, we're working. These are like our coworkers. You got to look at this as a job. So we got to kind of, get along with them, and just, we don't have to be buddy buddy best friends, but we have to, be cordial with the girls. And I totally agree. I totally agree. It can't just always be like, like all this negative energy and fighting and all this hostility all the time, you know? um it can't always be like that. Maybe on camera, for the show, but off camera it's not really necessary. So I agree with Tavy in that sense. Keep in mind Tavy's a Taurus like me, so we're very like, we don't really like too much drama. you know we can handle it, like we know how to deal with it if it comes our way, but we don't really like unnecessary drama, you know what I mean, for no reason. So yeah, so Tavy's just, making it known, like, we gotta be cordial, because this is a job, and we have bookings and stuff like that, so we can at least try to, get along. We don't have to be friends or, whatever, but we can be cool. And I agree, especially since, Tavy, all these girls already fought. Like Russian already fought K Country. She already fought Fauna. I think she fought Cold Killer. Like they all, Russian and Tavy, they already fought everybody in that group. Fauna, Cold Killer, K Rican. They both fought them already. LC fought them too, I think. I know LC fought K Rican again. I can't remember if LC's fights are not really memorable. Like, bear with me, guys. But it's like if we all already fought, and they didn't. Tavy got the best of all three of them. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like these girls did not beat. They didn't beat up, Russian or Tavy. Okay, so I mean, if we already fought, because LC's whole thing is, these girls jump me. These are girls that jump me, and oh gosh, she looks so crazy here. She looks so crazy. Elsie is one of those people. You got some people that talk with their hands. Elsie is one of those people that talk with their eyes. She talks with her eyes. Okay, so and it's like her eyes are already big, so when she widens them, she just even crazier. But yeah, she's trying to be friends with bitches that jump me. And no, it's not that, but it's like we it doesn't always have to be hostility all the damn time. Especially since y'all already ran y'all fades. You know what I mean? Like Tavia already put belt to ass on all these three bitches. So like, what the hell? And Tavia's just trying to explain that to her, and she's like, look, don't be worrying about what I be doing with other bitches. You know, just do you. And I feel like Tavy, it was a little annoying watching this back and forth between her and Elsie, because um Tavy girl, you be talking over people and you be shouting. If I was Elsie girl, I think me and you would have ended up scrapping, because you just be talking over people and you be raising your voice. And Elsie's like, I'm not gonna raise my voice to you. I'm not, Elsie, you better than me, child. Because if she was raising her voice at me, we would have fought then and there. Just for her raising her voice at me while I'm trying to talk, and Tavy just talking over me. And girl, Elsie girl, you got patience. Or maybe it's because she knows she can't fight and she knows she can't beat up Tavy. But yeah, Tavy was kind of annoying me here a little bit. I know she wanted to say her piece and say how she felt, but girl, you keep talking over people, yelling with your loud ass voice. Anywho, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Russian was getting up like annoyed too. Russian just wanted them to just drop it. So yeah, they ended up dropping it, and she's like, you know what? Let's go and eat some brunch. I'm hungry. So then we go to the scene with Natalie and Scotty. And I was interested to see this scene, but it was kind of disappointing for me because um okay, how did it start? Okay. So Scotty was just basically saying, I can't stand this girl. So she's talking about, they're just talking about like their friendship and everything. And Scotty was saying, oh no, here's how it started. Natalie was like, I don't really like the Scotty that, you've become. And Scotty is just like, well, maybe you just never got a chance to know me, because on Baddies South, I let a lot of shit slide, but now it's not like that anymore, and I've become a product of my environment. And I understand that because, you're on this show, Baddies, where it's like every 2 minutes you gotta fight. You gotta, you can't just let things just slide and whatever. Like you have to fight. This is a show where you have to fight, and the drama is what makes the show, you know? So you gotta, step into that low vibrational energy and, be scrapping, bitches for damn near anything. I get it. It's for the show, it's for entertainment. And I feel like um when you, especially since like the seasons are so close together, when you take on this character, because let's be honest, like all these girls, they're playing a character. Because in real life, these girls, they're not going to be squabbling for the shit that we see them squabbling on this show for. They're not going to, in real life, they're not really going to do that. Not saying that like they're pussy or whatever, but it's like, it's just certain things, in real life, you got to pick and choose your battles. On this show, it's like, whatever, it's up and it's stuck for damn near anything. A bitch try you, you swing, you handle that. But in real life, you're not really going to do that. So I feel like, she's become so accustomed to this baddie character that she's starting to act like that in real life. And they say the same thing about actors, when actors, when they play their role so well, they kind of start acting like that character in their real life, in their personal life. So I kind of get where Scotty's coming from with this, but at the same time, it's like, if this is your friend, you gotta, you gotta like snap out of it. Like this is your friend. But then Scotty goes on to say, maybe you just never got to know the real me. And and even in her she was a bit like contradicting herself, because in her confessionals she was saying, yeah, it's true, I changed, because I had to adapt to my environment, but there is no new Scotty. There's no new Scotty. You just never really got to really know me. You never got the chance to know me. On Baddies South, you brought me in, and Natalie was like, yeah, I introduced you as my friend on the show. And Scotty was like, yeah, on Baddies South, I guess, you just looked at me as, the cute, fun, lit girl, but you never really got the chance to really know me. We never got the chance to like really build a friendship. And I'm just like, wow, this is news to me, because Scotty always referred to Natalie as like her big sister. You know, um, when Baddies first started popping off, with Baddies South, Baddies West, when Natalie would do interviews, half of the time she would be with Scotty. Natalie used to be everywhere with Scotty. If we didn't see Natalie with Jayla or Low London, she was with Scotty. So, I mean, we used to see her with Scotty majority of the time. So this is like, really? And it's like, which one is it, Scotty? Did you change to adapt to your environment, or did Natalie just never get the chance to know you? Because it can be both. I don't know. It's kind of conflicting a little bit, but I just find Scotty's pretty much making it seem like, after all this time, you still never really got the chance to know me. And it's like, y'all are supposed to be besties. Y'all even hang out off camera, off the show, when you guys aren't filming. So, what? This is strange to hear. So anyway, Natalie, she's just like, there's some things that you do, and your personality has become ugly and things like that. You just do little things and you antagonize people, and Natalie's, and I'm just like, damn, like, God knows what Natalie be going through with Scotty behind the scenes, because Natalie is just like, girl, you be feeling entitled, you be feeling like you could do this and that whenever you want, and just calling people out and this and that, and you're putting me in weird positions with people, and even with the chain and the dog and whatever, the whole situation on Baddies Midwest, where she took Summer's chain and she gave it to Capri, and she was like, you know how many calls I got from people about that chain and you putting it on your dog and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, damn, it's really that bad, Natalie? It's really that bad? And Scotty's just like, well, yeah, well, Summer embarrassed me, so I wanted to embarrass her back. And I'm like, when did Summer embarrass you? When she was clocking your tea on the boat? When she was saying, it smells oceany down there between your legs? When did Summer embarrass you? Because we knew Summer, look, Summer said a lot more things on that boat to Scotty and Ahna, okay, that Zeus did not air. Zeus, like, they edited that shit out, okay, because the way Ahna just went upside Summer's head when they were at the gelato place, I know Summer must have said a lot of shit to Ahna and Scotty that they did not like, okay? So for her to take that chain, I know Summer really hit a nerve, okay? Plus, she gave you a knot on your forehead at that dinner in Hawaii. So yeah. Yeah. Summer got you pressed. Anywho, so yeah, so she was just saying that, and she's like, is there anything else that, I did that you didn't like besides the whole chain thing? And, Natalie's like, yeah, the dog. Just you bringing your dog around. I've been telling you for seasons, it's been an issue. People have been complaining. And, Scotty's trying to cut Natalie off, but I'm just like, oh, wow. So you bringing Capri on the show for seasons has been an issue, and Natalie said it 3 times. She's like, I've been telling you for seasons, Scotty. I've been telling you for seasons. It's an issue. People have been coming to me, and okay. Now this makes a little more. So if Natalie, because we're so used to feeling sorry for Scotty, and oh, Natalie treats Scotty so bad and blah 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 blah. But Natalie kept saying, Scotty is not the friend that people think she is. Scotty be doing weird shit. Even Biggie said it on the Baddies Midwest reunion. Scotty be doing weird shit, and Scotty be getting away with it. And I think this is part of the reason why Natalie talks to and treats Scotty the way she does. Because Scotty be doing weird shit. We even saw it with the whole argument with Rolly and Natalie and whatever. It was Scotty carrying news to Rolly about Natalie. So I feel like, there's 2 sides to every story. And although Natalie always looks like the bad guy when it comes to her and Scotty, I do feel like Scotty be doing shit, sneaky shit behind the scenes that we just don't know about. And we just think that Natalie's the bad guy, but Scotty be doing shit too behind the scenes to piss Natalie off. Because if Natalie's been telling you for seasons this dog is a problem, why do you keep bringing the dog back on the show? And I think in Baddies South and in Baddies West, we didn't really see Scotty with the dog. But I know in Baddies East and the seasons after, we started seeing her with the dog, you know? I mean, I don't remember seeing the dog on Baddies South or Baddies West. I personally don't, but I could be wrong. But yeah, if like you're not listening to your boss, you're not respecting your boss. Natalie's your boss and she's telling you don't bring this dog because people don't like it and people are complaining to her about it. Don't bring the fucking dog. Why do you keep bringing the dog? If it's just you and Natalie going on a trip or whatever, fine. But if you're coming on the show and there's other people, it's not just you. Like, you have to respect other people. Some people are allergic to dogs. Some people just I've seen episodes. I remember episodes where Scotty would have the dog at the table. I personally don't like that shit. I don't want to be eating at no table where there's a dog. If I'm eating at a table and there's a dog, I don't feel comfortable. I don't like that. Remove that dog from the freaking table. And Scotty does that. That's not sanitary. Okay? And like, not everybody is going to be okay with that. Look, in the Caribbean, okay, dogs don't even come inside the house, let alone on a living room couch or at a kitchen table. Dogs don't come inside the house. Dogs are outside. They have their own little dog house outside. Dogs do not come inside of a house, let alone at a kitchen table. You got some people that are allergic to dogs and you're just not respecting Natalie. And Natalie's like, I get that it's a service dog. A service dog, how? I think even that is bullshit. Because Scotty's not blind. Is Scotty depressed? Is she suffering from depression? If so, then you should just not be on the show. Because you being on the show is not going to help your depression if you're suffering from depression. I don't know how this dog services Scotty, or if it's even a service dog. If she probably just made that shit up and told Natalie so she could have an excuse to bring the dog. But she starts crying and I can't with Scotty. She starts crying, my dog is my life and I had to leave him home, out of respect for all the girls and everybody, so they could have peace of mind. I left my dog at home and he's my life and blah, 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 blah. And my thing is like, see, again, this is one of the reasons why I just can't like Scotty, because girl, you are not about to cry. And I'm so happy that Natalie wasn't even moved by her tears. She had a straight face, child. When Scotty was doing her fake crocodile tears, Natalie had a straight face the whole time, and I'm so happy for it because, child, you are not about to cry because you can't bring your dog on a show when we have women here. We have majority of the women that you see on Baddies are married with kids, or they have a spouse or a boyfriend, whatever, and or they have kids. Majority of these girls, Rolly, Tinka, Pretty P, Ivory, who else? Even Natalie, Summer, all these women have kids. They have to leave their spouses, their children, their families behind for weeks just to film this show. And you're crying because you can't bring your dog? Are you for real? Be fucking for real right now. You're crying because you can't bring your dog on the show when these girls have to leave their families, their children for weeks just to film this show. Listen, if they can do it, you can do it, okay? If they can do it, you can do it. So like the whole crying and the like, I'm sorry, like she can miss me with that. She can miss me with that, okay? Ugh. Like Natalie said, girl, you are not a victim. You are, if you need that dog so bad, okay, so bad, then just don't do the show. A lot of people don't want Scotty on the show anyways, because she really doesn't add much. So I mean, she won't really be missed. You know, a lot of people don't care for Scotty. A lot of people, I mean, we know why she's on the show. I mean, she's banging the pepper, allegedly. I shouldn't even say allegedly anymore because it's like they're just so open with their relationship. But I mean, girl, Scotty just annoyed me. She annoyed me. But I'm so happy that Natalie, she didn't fall for the tears because it's like, girl, please, okay, save it. And Scotty had the nerve to say, there's girls on here that are going through so much shit and they're worried about me and my dog. Yeah, they're worried. Yeah. Because again, there are some women that are allergic. There are some women that, they have good hygiene, and it's not sanitary. You have this dog at the table and shit like that. People are trying to eat. It's just not sanitary. Like you have to be respectful. And I understand what Natalie means when she says Scotty is entitled, because it's not all about you, Scotty. You can't just think about yourself. You have to be mindful of the other people that are in the house with you, the other people that are on the trip with you. It's not just you and Natalie. It's you, Natalie, and a whole bunch of other girls. You have to be mindful. Okay? You want to bring Capri with you? Go on a trip with you and Lemmy, or you and Natalie, and you can bring Capri with you. But no, not everybody's gonna be okay with that, and you have to be mindful and you have to be respectful. You can't just cry, oh, I can't bring my dog, girl. So anyway, Natalie hugs the baby Lala, and we get into the last scene of the show. So they're having this brunch breakfast thing. They say it's a brunch, but it looked more like breakfast to me. Like I'm seeing eggs, croissants, and just a whole bunch of fruits. I think they have oatmeal there. I'm not sure. And some milk and juice. And this is a pretty healthy breakfast. So yeah, it's looking good. I like to see the baddies, putting something in their mouth other than shots. Okay. So yeah, fruits. Good stuff. Good job. So yeah, we open the scene with Pretty P, Ivory, and man, you girls that like to put 5 pounds of makeup on. Ivory is like what, 20, 22, 23? I'm 34 and Ivory looks older than me. Okay? Y'all girls with these 5 pounds of makeup y'all be putting on y'all faces, y'all gotta stop, man. It's really aging you guys. Y'all be looking so old. Or I don't know if it's just the intense makeup. I don't know if it's the colors you're using, this intense cat eye that you got going on, but it just be aging y'all. Because when you see Ivory without makeup, Ivory looks like a kid. She has that baby face, but girl, you look like you could be my mom. With this makeup, it's just too dramatic for me. Anyway, so yeah, the girls all come. We got the little three. We got Rolly. Everybody's just digging in. They're talking about the night before, what happened. Uh, Kay Rican getting her chain snatched, and she's like, "Yeah, I didn't really do nothing about it because I'm not trying to go to jail in Africa. I would imitate her voice, but her accent is so country. It's like hardcore country. I can't even imitate her accent, child. I cannot imitate her accent. It is just too country for me. So then we see DTB. She comes in, she enters the scene, and I really like this dress on her. And I'm not really a fan of yellow clothes, but I really like this dress on her. She looked really nice in it. Her body looks nice in it, and it's just a really nice dress. And I think I would probably wear it. It's a nice dress. Okay. I think it would fit. It'll definitely look better on DTB than it would on me. But I say this to say I really like to see DTB dressed like this rather than, wearing the cutout shorts that have half her ass hanging out because like she just be looking tacky, she be looking cheap, and I really like DTB should dress like this more often. Okay, she has a really nice body and she looks nice in dresses. I love to see her in dresses, especially long dresses. She looks really nice in it. She looks very classy, very elegant, and she should dress like this more and not those, tacky looking jean shorts that have all her ass hanging out cuz her ass with all them dimples, it don't be looking too nice. Okay? It don't be looking too. And her BBL just looks like, to be honest, it looks even bigger when she's wearing her shorts. So at least here, it looks big, but she looks decent. So the unproblematic trio, they come downstairs and yeah, they're just talking about, what happened last night and everything. Dolly and Lex join in and they're kind of Dolly's kind of having a little back and forth with K Weekend and Dolly was not here for it, okay? Lex looked like she was tired, like she literally just woke up like 2 minutes ago. And Dolly was like not feeling it. You could tell her energy. She was like, even with Tavy baby, okay? Because Dolly was like, look, I thought you were the other girl. I thought you was Cole Killer. I think she thought K Weekend was Cole Killer. So she went to snatch the mic from her. She didn't mean to snatch the mic from K Weekend, but she's like, look, all y'all look alike. I thought you was the other bitch. Whatever. So, Dolly, she not feeling it. So anywho, um oh yeah, Russian was asking for Anna because, Anna was at the club last night. And she's like, so where's Anna? Is Anna coming back? Because, she was at the club last night. So is she coming? Like, are we seeing her? Where's she at? And I think that, Russian must really be an Anna fan because she's the only one who keeps asking about Anna. Like, I think this is like the second time now she's asking about Anna. Like, and you're the only one who keep asking about this bitch. She must be a real Animaniac fan. So anyway, Rolly's like, so who snatched the mic from K Weekend? And of course, Dolly said it was her. And she's just said, yeah, I did it because I wanted to. I don't care. I felt like it. It is what it is. And K Weekend's like, well, anyway, that was some hater shit you did. We all supposed to be in the club turning up and having fun and everything. And we supposed to be you know, cordial or at least like trying to get along and you just being a hater. Like that's just some hater shit that you did. And Dolly's just like, well, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna do something about it? Because you didn't do anything about it last night. And K Weekend's just like, yeah, I wouldn't do anything about it at the club because we at the club in Africa. Hello. Anywho, Scotty the pushover enters the scene and she's just like, oh, what's up y'all, we having a brunch, like what's going on, and they're like, yeah, we're having a brunch, we're just talking about what happened last night and everything. And Fauna's just explaining to Scotty, Remember when we was on the sprinter and you were talking about how we have to have a sisterhood, but when we're at the club, we got to be cool with each other and not starting drama and stuff like that. And Scotty's like, yeah. And Fauna's just like, well, Dolly, she snatched the mic from K Rican. And Dolly's like, girl, say my name one more time. Say my name one more time. And I'm like, the way Dolly was just looking at Fauna the whole time while she was talking, I'm just like, Dolly is just looking for a reason to pop off on this girl. She just waiting. Just the way she was looking at her. Just the way Dolly was just waiting. When can I pop off on her? When can I pop? She was waiting for the right time, and she chose her moment, all right. And you know, Dolly, we're not gonna have summer for a few episodes, so you really gotta do the most to make up for you and her. Okay, because we're not gonna have summer for, I don't know, maybe 2 3 episodes. So you gotta do your biggest big one. Okay, Dolly? Like you gotta work overtime. So if Dolly is doing too much for you guys, just let her be, because she gotta make up for her and Summer. Okay. So yeah, Fauna was like, yeah, Dolly. She said her name again, and that's when all hell broke loose. And I will say K Rican was quick. K Rican was quick, child, because as soon as Dolly got up, before Dolly could even pick something up to throw, K Rican done threw that plate of croissants up in her face. Okay. Dolly got a plate of croissants straight in her face before she could even pick up a plate. So, K Rican was fast, but Big Lex was just as fast because she threw her mimosa in K Rican's face. She wet that bitch up to cool her off. And then after that, all hell broke loose, and what's her name? DTB in her pretty yellow dress. She and Scotty in her pretty red dress. They immediately got out of harm's way. Okay, they ran. They were like, no, we looking too pretty. We looking too cute for this shit. Dolly, not Dolly, DTB got to running back up to her room or wherever she came from. And Scotty stayed in the room, but she made sure she was out of harm's way, child. They were not about to mess their pretty wigs and their pretty dresses. Remember, Scotty just got her hair done, like an hour ago. So, yeah. Smart thing, girls. Smart move. And this is pretty much where the episode ends. They get into a food fight and stuff like that. And yeah, that was it for that episode. Next episode, we're gonna see Choco Brown, and I'm so happy I'm so excited to see her. I've been waiting for her. I have been waiting for her. I'm really excited to see Choco Brown. She looks like she's gonna be, standing on business. Um, yeah, she looks like she don't fuck around. Okay, she don't look like she's gonna be another LC. She looks like, first of all, she's pretty. She got a nice body. She don't have that crazy eyes like LC does, okay? But she looked like she's gonna be standing on business. From the preview we saw, she looked like she's gonna be getting into it with Diamond, and she gonna be putting belt to ass, okay? She's not gonna be playing with these bitches. So I'm excited to see her, and she's Nigerian, so me, I love a Nigerian accent, child. I love a Nigerian accent. So I'm excited to see her, and that's gonna be next Sunday. Yeah, so that was it for this episode, guys. Let me know how you feel. Let me know your comments below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps, with the algorithm and stuff. The more likes I get, the more YouTube pushes the video in the algorithm. So please be sure to like and comment. And yeah, I look forward to reading your comments, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Bye.